Hi everyone, I'm Susan, and I want to share an intimate story with you. Have you ever been afraid of something? I'm talking about a fear that resembles a bone-chilling cold that makes your blood stop running through your veins. You can't even make yourself move. You're frozen like a statue. For me, this is my fear of heights. I noticed that I didn't feel right being anywhere higher than a regular chair when I was a child. I didn't like to swing on the swings. I preferred to just sit on them and could barely go down a slide. But the scariest situation happened to me when I was about 9 years old. My cat ran away and was hiding in the neighbor's treehouse. There were no grown-ups around at that moment, so I decided to rescue my cat myself, which meant I had to climb into this treehouse. Don't look down was the only thought I had the whole time. Once I finally reached my goal and already had my cat in my hands, I accidentally took a look at the ground. Fear gripped my heart. The only thing I could do was lay down on the floor of the treehouse and wait until somebody came along to help me. Mr. Johnson, the neighbor, found me about an hour later. He'd gone out to walk his dog, which apparently sniffed out my cat, who was still next to me. Since then, I have never been that courageous again or tried to rescue anything. I had always been embarrassed to admit that I was a coward, especially in school. I was afraid that no one would be friends with me, or worse, that everyone would mock me. Somehow, I managed to pretend to be normal. For example, when my friends invited me to the amusement park several times, I would make up different stories, like not feeling well, or having too much homework to do, or visiting my grandma, and so on. And in order not to have to climb up the rope in PE classes, I used to put a fake bandage on my arm or leg saying that I had a sprain. But one single day totally changed my life. It was my birthday. I was in for a complete surprise. First thing in the morning, my best friends sent me a text saying that they were going to kidnap me, the birthday girl, for the whole day. They really blindfolded me when we drove away from my home, so I had no idea where we were going. When I was finally allowed to remove the blindfold, I was seized with an almost paralyzing fear. We had arrived at that amusement park, which I'd tried so badly to avoid. My friends took my speechlessness as me being happy. They explained that it was unforgivable that I had never been to the amusement park because of my eternal ailment, and they were going to make it up to me. They couldn't even imagine how badly they were mistaken. I tried with all my might to avoid the carousels. I said that, at first, I wanted to go into the room of fear, a room with crooked mirrors, and then get something to eat, and so on. But in the end, they still dragged me onto the rides. After I survived the swings, they forced me on the Ferris wheel. I tried not to show that I was scared to death. I pretended to have fun as long as I could until our booth suddenly stopped almost at the top of the ride. Even my friends now seemed to be frightened. The speakerphone announced that they would soon fix everything, but I was frozen with fear. I felt my vision darken, and it seemed like there was not enough air to breathe. It was about time that I admitted everything. I closed my eyes and rapidly told them about my fear of heights. My friends actually soothed me with all their strength. Somebody held my hand to make me feel safe, and everybody began telling different stories so that I would be distracted. There was something about a dog bite or a hot dog. I don't actually remember, but it really helped. My fear was still with me, but I could breathe and even open my eyes. After about 40 minutes, we were on the hard ground again, but these were the longest 40 minutes of my life ever. My friends told me I was the bravest person on that Ferris wheel. We then sat ourselves on a bench and got ice cream. Now that everything was over, we were finally able to laugh at the situation. Don't you think it's funny that it was me on my birthday being stalled at 150 feet in the air on a Ferris wheel with a deadly fear of heights? It's hard to imagine any more bad luck for me. Then my friends told me that they had actually bought a present for me. They were not very excited about handing me the small package. I rushed to unwrap it, even though I was pretty suspicious about what was in it, and I found a skydiving ticket. They were so sorry that they didn't realize how useless it would be. We were literally laughing until we cried at the situation. Virtually none of us, for sure, will ever forget this trip to the amusement park. Since then, I've been strongly determined to not hide my fears anymore, but to try to fight them. I don't think it will be very difficult since I have such cool friends around me. I started with baby steps, swings in a school park, and about that ticket, I gave it to my cousin, who I knew always strived for extra adrenaline. Now tell me about your fears. Are you afraid of anything that much? Share your stories in the comments and do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Let's find a way to overcome our phobias together.